You go quiet faster than people expect. Not when you're bored, not when you're tired. When something hits too deep, a tone changes, a face shifts, a sentence lands wrong, and suddenly you have nothing to say. Not because nothing is happening, because too much is. Your chest tightens, your thoughts speed up, your mouth slows down. You look calm, almost detached. But inside, something is collapsing quietly. And the strange part is, you've done this before. So many times, it doesn't even feel dramatic anymore. It just feels familiar. Like your mind already knows what silence is for. You notice the small things first. The pause before they answer. The way their voice gets flatter. The way eye contact breaks, just a little too early. You hear the sentence behind the sentence. Not just what they said, how they said it. Not just their words, their hesitation, their impatience, their withdrawal. You notice when someone says, "It's fine," but doesn't mean fine. You notice when "okay" feels cold. When a joke feels slightly sharp. When affection suddenly feels mechanical. And once you notice it, you can't unnotice it. And this is where it starts. You get quieter. You stop explaining. You stop asking. You stop reaching. Not dramatically, subtly, almost invisibly. Outside, silence. Inside, everything speeds up. You replay the moment, then replay your reaction, then replay the version you didn't show. You hear their tone again, that pause again, that one word again. And here's the part no one sees. You're not just remembering, you're analyzing, breaking it apart, looking for meaning, looking for confirmation, looking for proof that what you felt was real. Because if it was real, then something changed. And if something changed, then something is wrong. And if something is wrong, you need to understand it. Now. So your mind doesn't stop. It loops. It zooms in. It replays micro details most people forget instantly. And the more you think, the less clear it becomes. Because now you're not just feeling, you're investigating your own feelings. And this is where it turns on you. Maybe I'm overthinking. Maybe it's nothing. Maybe I'm just tired. Maybe I always do this. You try to calm yourself down. You try to act normal. You try to ignore it. But it stays. Not loudly, not dramatically. Just there, in the background. Like something unfinished. This didn't start randomly. This started early. At some point, being emotionally open stopped feeling safe. Maybe your feelings were dismissed. Maybe your reactions were called too much. Maybe your pain made people uncomfortable. So you adapted. Silence became strategy. Silence prevented conflict. Silence avoided embarrassment. Silence protected you. And slowly, you learned something powerful. Feel everything, but show less. Scan first, interpret first, control first, and only speak if it feels safe enough. And most of the time, it didn't. So no, this is not weakness. This is awareness. But not the kind people talk about. This is quiet awareness. The kind that notices shifts before they become obvious. The kind that reads tone before words even finish. The kind that senses distance before it's visible. Most people miss these things. You don't. And that changes everything. Because when you notice more, you feel more. And when you feel more, you carry more. And this is where it starts costing you. Because people can't respond to what they don't see. And when your pain looks like silence, it gets misunderstood. They think you don't care. They think you're distant. They think you're fine. And this is the part that hurts the most. You stayed quiet to protect the moment, and ended up losing it anyway. So the moment you needed understanding, you received distance. And that stays with you longer than it should. You process longer than others. You feel deeper than you show. You stay affected long after everyone else has moved on. And eventually, you stop expecting people to understand. You stop explaining. You stop trying. And this is where it becomes dangerous. Because now, you're not just quiet. You're alone with everything. But here's the truth most people never realize. The problem is not that you go quiet. The problem is what your quiet is forced to carry. It's not that you notice too much. It's that you process too much, alone. It's not that you're too sensitive. It's that your sensitivity was never handled properly. And once you see that, everything shifts. Because now your silence isn't weakness. It's a signal. A signal that something mattered. That something landed. That something touched something deeper. So if you go quiet when you're hurt, it doesn't mean you feel less. It usually means you feel too much to trust the moment with it. And maybe that silence protected you. Maybe it saved you. But it also hid you. It made your pain look smaller than it really is. And if people misunderstood you, that makes sense. Because quiet pain is easy to miss, even for yourself. But just because you carry it well doesn't mean it isn't heavy. Some people cry, some people explode, some people leave, and some people go quiet. Not because they have nothing to say, but because what they feel has always been bigger than what felt safe to show. And if that's you, then maybe the truth is this. Your silence was never emptiness. It was overflow. Done.